Always good to see you, my girlie.
Always good to see you. All right, don't hang up, because remember, this is it. I mean, this configuration will not be done again. And speaking of this is it, because our today's special is gone, our friends at Perlier did something special for all of our Beauty Report mavens out there. We love Perlier, we love the white honey, and I can tell you for a fact this is not a price that we will be moving forward with. 429692. Miss Amber, we've had a lot of action tonight on social.
Yes, we have. You look lovely.
What? Thank you. I'm you too,
Melissa
Miss
McCarthy, right?
I know, right?
Love
I feel
it.
like I'm ready to rock the runway.
I know. So Shannon, during Beauty Report, we like to talk about what's buzzing in the beauty community. And as you all know, we have our top athletes competing for bronze, silver, and gold out there in Rio. And did you know that the only way they can really show their individuality is through their hair and makeup and their nails?
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. You're right.
So I have some photos
look at how fun this
the athletes in their, I love this one. She did God, Gold, and Country, and those manis, that mani is on
that's
point.
Beautiful.
This athlete, she shared her lucky white nails with, obviously, a touch of gold.
How fun is that?
And these are two teammates, and they have like pretty matching, you know, American manis. Pretty appropriate.
That's adorable.
I know. And then this one, Great Britain. She has the British flag as like an accent nail with some leopard sparkles. So, I mean, they're on it.
How
I love
fun
it.
is that?
What mani would you do if you were competing?
Oh, I have to say, I do like the, I like the combination that she's got going on here. Although, what's wrong with gold?
I know. I would do like straight up metallic gold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So go as fierce as you want. We've got so much more coming your way. Amber, I know we've got much more to come as well.
Keep tweeting with us.
Okay, so please continue to get social with us. But in the meantime, we have something because our today's special is gone. It's a this day only. Okay, well, I have to say, Skip is gonna have some explaining to do.
Why is that?
How did you do this?
Oh, I gotta sit in Amy's couch. Shannon, come with me and tell me that you don't think this couch is too short. No? It's a little short, right? Yeah, see, I'm not the only one that complains about it. In public, maybe. But now Shannon helped me out quite a bit. So
I'm here for your support.
Oh, thank
Skip.
you, Shannon.
I know.
Amy might call in, so let's be careful.
It's all about the guests' comfort tonight. Well, I have to say, this has to make you a little uncomfortable in terms of pricing, because when we talk about the upper tier in terms of what you make and manufacture, don't say we didn't warn you. When we launched at midnight, we said very limited in quantity and would not make it through the entire day. And we told you. So for this show, and this airing,
we love it.
Wow, there are only 3,000 of these too.
Yeah, you got, this is our white honey. I mean, we're really, really excited about this. And fortunately, this is not something that we were planning on having here. This is something special for you guys. And I love how HSN just takes it and takes the price to a whole new level. Look at the size of our white honey body cream that comes in this incredible, gorgeous box. This is the biggest size white honey body cream we do with a bath and shower cream. Just the body cream alone is way past the value that we're seeing here.
So that's $40.
Yeah, just the body cream alone.
Just the body cream.
Here at HSN.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're talking about a body cream that if you came to us would be a lot more expensive. And this is our white honey. And we've talked about white honey just a little because it sold out earlier today. It's all about the first honey that we get from the spring. So the first collection of honey goes into the white honey. That's it. Plus 33% pure almond milk fills up. It's the first time we've ever been able to put honey and almond at a 33% level inside the body cream of pure hydration.
Well, and you are the honey experts. If anybody could do this in the industry, it would be you. And, you know, if you have not tried this amazing product line, of course, a legacy of over 80 years.
Yeah, thanks.
And really evolving not only into giving you great luxuriating creams that make you look younger, that make you look softer, that make you look hydrated. They're doing things that other companies cannot do. No one uses honey in this way. And even as we move forward, this is not the kind of honey formulation that we will ever see at this price again. Skip, I think it is important that we mention not only this day only, really this hour only, because there are only 3,000 of these available. So you're really not messing around.
Well, again, I don't really consider what happens here with these special values something I do. You guys aren't messing around. I'm here to come and bring you the story about why white honey is so important, especially when you get this kind of value. I think you should take advantage of it. But the white honey here is one of our more decadent lines, one of our more interesting line. It has has not only this incredible honey that is picked at the first time of the season, so we think a more powerful honey, a more nourishing honey, but then we use a super hydrator, which is almond milk, and we make 33% of the formula almond milk, which is really unheard of in Bath and Body. It's unheard of in the cosmetic industry that you would use that much of a super hydrator. So you get the benefits of the nourishing properties of pure organic honey from the first picking to this incredible amount of hydration through almonds. And almonds are also, it's all about also white florals. Almond is a white blossom, and it's the first flower to bloom in the springtime. So it's a really great combination. The other thing I want to tell you is the fragrance. The fragrance is, you see the top notes of lemon and tangerine and raspberry. It is the first complex honey fragrance we've ever done. Pear, it is beautiful, it is soft, it's got a little bit of hydrangea, but we really get into a full-bodied fragrance with this, with the lily of the valley, the apricots, the orange blossom. All of these are just very light notes that surround the beautiful notes of honey, like geranium and wild rose, and then into the base notes of honey and vanilla, and we have one more, cedarwood. And so you bring this gorgeous, soft fragrance to this, and I think it's very feminine, very classy, very, I mean, just really gorgeous. You can see it's an incredible customer pick, and you get two products that also have propolis and beeswax.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so you're getting a little bit of everything in the hive here at an organic level.
Well, and not only that, you're really getting a superior value for certain. I think the other great thing about the fragrance to me with your products is always kind of like the side benefit, because we love what they do for our body, we love what they do for our skin, we love what they do for our hands. I also like the fact that the smell is just that additional compliment. There's like a lightness and a brightness about it, but again with that vanilla, and that's a nice, almost a warmth at the base as well.
Yep.
And it's also something, that's why so many medical professionals love your products. Not that they're medical products, but they stay with you. So once you use them, you don't feel like you're washing them off or they're wearing off. You get that wonderful tactile kind of luxuriating warmth and moisturization throughout the day. So it's something, it's, you know, a twofold benefit.
Well, and this line is also made for people who have the most, gentle, sensitive skin too. You have to realize that this line, when we made it, we wanted to cover everybody. We wanted to cover people with extremely dry skin who needed nourishment, who needed life back to their skin. We wanted to also cover people who want that, but haven't been able to because their skin is sensitive. So this is part of a completely different line. We launched this after Imperial Honey, and it really brings a lot of nuances to a Bath & Body experience. First of all, also remember, look at the size of this jar.
Man, that's massive.
This is a mega jar. It comes beautifully packaged if you want to give it as a gift with the bath and shower cream. It's the first and only complex fragrance we've ever done under the honey umbrella. It has organic honey from the first collection in the spring, so we feel like it's a stronger, more powerful honey than the rest of the year. And then we surround it with some of these beautiful little notes, and 33% of that formula has this super hydrating white almond milk to it.
Well, and it's a weird analogy, but I'll make it anyway. It's almost like your Andrew Lessman vitamins. Like if he could make something better, he would. You treat the ingredients, the natural ingredients, with such efficacy and with such care. You have respect for them. And I think that's one of the reasons that your skin responds to it immediately. And I think it's also, for those of us out there who have sensitive skin, I think it's also one of the reasons that we can use your products when maybe we haven't been able to use others in the past, and yet still get those wonderful hydration properties.
Yeah, and you know, there's what you say, and I think we need to even clarify that a little further. We try to make sure that the ingredient themselves are part of the program, meaning we're not just going to use an ingredient name to put on the back of the box. So when we take our organic honey, it's not just saying, hey, we're using organic honey. A lot of people throw that name around, organic. We actually take that honey and we never put it in a powdered form. 99% of products out there are done with a powdered honey, if not all of them. We actually take the pure honey and we pour it into the product during the cooling process, which is something we have to stop the machines, pour the product in there. Because if it's too hot during the initial process, you destroy all the benefits of honey. So by putting the real honey in there, you are getting all of Mother Nature's bounty, and you're getting food for your skin, amino acids, sugars, lipids. In a powdered form, all it is sugar. No benefits whatsoever.
No, and I think that's really key, because sometimes when you see honey, it's just like when you read a label, a nutritional label. It's like, how much of those antioxidant or how much of those benefits are you really getting if they're not treating the ingredients or the ingredient deck with the respect that they deserve. And this is a wonderful way to put your toe in the water to experience not only what Perlier has to offer. When we do a this day only, you should really sit up and take notice. We love our today's specials, but a this day only in a lot of ways is even more special, if that's possible, because it's brought in such limited quantities. It's really kind of a thank you and an apology to our viewers. You know, thank you for watching, and we apologize that our today's special is gone, basically.
And Connie was the one to bring it up. You know, you and I didn't even think about it when we launched, that we brought less than we have ever brought before of a today's special. But again, we're limited sometimes in the ingredients that we're using. We can't just force Mother Nature to overproduce a product. And so when we have that limitation, the best thing to do is to try to get an auto ship. We can't offer you an auto ship on this product at this price, but it really is a comfort to be able to say, hey, what a great value. Why not try something that's really made to super hydrate our skin, re-nourish our skin, bring life back to our skin, while also taking into consideration that if I did have sensitive skin, I can still get all those incredible benefits.
You know, I have to say, I know you saw that if purchased separately, but this jar is so massive.
It's huge.
I mean, even doing a $40 compare does not seem realistic in terms of our prices, because I look at this, and this just dwarfs what we normally see in terms of body treatment.
And then you got to think about the whole presentation and the experience you have when you get this. I mean, I think there's so much quality inside and out, and we don't make a single product